Hey folks, so I wanted to do a very quick walkthrough here of how to use the attendance tracker form. So the email you got has got obviously this video and then a link to make a copy of the attendance form. So this link's right here. Fun fact, if you're a Google Docs user, anytime you take edit out of the URL at the end and replace it with copy, it'll allow your students to make a copy of that document in their own Google Drive rather than you having to send them a separate document or something. So if you just want people to be able to make a copy of a document and work in it, this little copy trick is really cool. So what you want to do, just real quick, what you're going to want to have, log into D2L, and you're going to actually need an Excel window, just a blank Excel window opened up. Just this will make life a little bit easier. It may work in Google Sheets, not 100% sure, but I know it works in Excel. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and just click on this link. It'll pop a new window up and it'll say, would you like to make a copy of English 101 attendance? Go ahead and hit make a copy. It'll actually put that copy in your Google Drive automatically. It just saves it to the general drive. And then it's going to straight up open it up. I'm going to move this just a little bit here. So you can see I've done this more than once. It'll just say copy of English 101 attendance. First things first, you can come up here, you can edit this name, you can call it English 101 whatever. I'm going to get rid of that because I don't need a copy. And I'm taking English 10102 I'm teaching this semester. So I'm going to put that up there. And I'm going to make this match here. Again, you can manipulate this or not as you see fit. It's just a really basic Google form. There are only two things in here. Number one is the date. If you want to take attendance on paper and then come back in later on and record your attendance, perfectly fine. This will give you the option to do that. I'll show you how this works in just a second. If you're going to do this right in class, and again, a tablet, the instructor computer, your phone, all of them work really well to do this. You actually don't need to fill out the date section because it'll automatically log the date when you file the form. Okay? So you shouldn't need to do anything else to this form but put your students' names in. Okay, so the most basic way to get students' names in is just type them all in. I find that kind of fussy and I don't like doing it. So we can do a copy and paste here. What you want to do, head over to your D2L core shell. And this is my English 10102 core shell. I'm going to go to class list. And, whoops. What you'll see pop up, of course, is your usual class list. Typically that defaults to all. I want you to change it to students because otherwise you will show up in your own attendance roster and I presume you are coming to class. So you'll get this kind of very familiar looking table. What we're going to do is just copy and paste it by highlighting. And this is really important we do it from inside the table, the bottom right hand corner. We go up to the top and just into that header row. And then copy. So I just did a Control C there. I think you can go in and right click and copy as well. But Control C is my preferred mechanism here. After that, we head over to that Excel window we opened up. It's just a blank Excel sheet, doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to paste what we just copied in here, but we want to do a specific kind of paste. We don't want to do a straight paste because it'll paste images and links and stuff from D2L in. That's not what we want. So what we're going to do here is just right-click in the A1 window and go to down to paste options, and there'll be a couple of them here. What you want is match destination formatting. And what you'll see then, I'm going to just zoom this up, move this over, and you'll see it actually will take the text and things out of the table from D2L, and it's not super helpful. But it does actually, in this column called username, I'm not sure why, give us last name, comma, first name of all of our students, okay? All we need to do, take that, again, Control C, okay? That's just going to copy it. We come on back to our Google form that we were just working in. So this is that, back to that form. Let's see, I want to make sure I get to the right one. Okay. So our English 101 attendance form. And right here, You don't need to put anything in the question area. Where it says row 1, just click there and then Control V for paste. That's Control V. And it'll just stick all your students' names immediately in there. Okay? Now, once you've done this, everything is good to go. I'll show you how to use the form in just a second. You don't necessarily need to touch anything else. If you want to add additional options here, okay? If you want to record whether students are absent but on Google Meet, or they've joined via Google Meet, or absent but communicated it, or whatever, you just add columns. All that's going to do is give you more options. Okay, you want to make sure you put them in an order that makes sense to you, because they're going to appear in this order. Okay, once you've done this, your form is done and good to go. I'll show you what it looks like here. So every time you open this form up, and all you've got to do is save this link someplace, it will look precisely like this, okay? Again, the date is only necessary if you want to be able to come back after the fact and record the date. If you're just going to do this at the beginning of class and not worry about it, it can actually just leave that blank. It'll auto-record the date. From there, it'll just give you, again, this list, your students' names, and then just check boxes, and you just check the appropriate one. Okay? All the way down. From there, you hit submit. It'll say, hey, do you want to submit another response? Obviously, you don't need to. Sometimes I just leave this tab open on my tablet, so when I get to class the next class, I just hit it again, hit submit another response, and load attendance for that day. Okay? So that's everything about how to use it. Now that I've recorded my first my first record of this here, you can come back in and look at the responses at any time. Every time you respond with something, it'll log. It will actually show you a little bar chart, okay? Blue is present, red is absent, orange is late here, and you can just kind of eyeball this. You can go through all of your students and just sort of eyeball who did well and who isn't doing well when it comes to attendance, if you want to just kind of follow up with your students. You can also, if you click this button here, and this is not something we need to do right now. We will probably do it later in the semester. If you click this button, it'll say, can I create a new spreadsheet? Just go ahead and click yes. And it'll actually turn this all into a Google Sheet. And I'll help folks sort of manipulate this as we get towards the end of the semester, and we'll work to get some of the other behaviors we're looking at tracking and adding them onto this. What you'll see it will do is add students. Each student gets their own column, and then, again, it logs a timestamp. It will also log that date if you put it in there, and it'll just add a row for every time you take roll. That's all we need to do. I'll work on some things to be able to calculate, their percentage of attendance at the end of the semester, and I'll do a quick video on how to cut and paste that in. But that'll be pretty simple, okay? So just really simple form. It's quick, it's easy. Once you're done setting it up, there are lots of different ways you can do this. You can send it to yourself. It'll just give you that link there, but you can also just go here to the link. You can even shorten the URL up so that it's not super long. Copy and paste that, save it in your bookmarks. You can actually save it as an icon to, excuse me, the desktop of phone, tablet, computer, so it's right there, okay? That will give you the link to fill the form out each day. If you have any questions along the way here, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll be absolutely glad to walk you through it. I can have you share it with me so I can mess around with it and show you how it works, okay? Feel free to reach out.